Hey everyone, welcome to the channel where we talk about mastering money, growing wealth, and leveling up your life. If you're in your 20s and you want to build financial freedom, take control of your money, and live life on your own terms, you're in the right place. Today I'm sharing 5 simple habits that transformed my financial mindset. Stick around, they could change your life too. Alright, let's get real for a second. You want to be financially free, right? But how can you possibly get ahead if you don't even know where your money is going? That's why habit number 1 is all about tracking every single rupee or dollar you spend. And I mean everything. That daily chai tea, track it. Those late night online shopping sprees, track 'em. Look, I get it, tracking expenses might seem tedious at first. But trust me, it's like turning on the lights in a dark room. Suddenly you see everything clearly. You'll be shocked to discover where your money is actually going. Those small, seemingly insignificant expenses, they add up faster than you think. But here's the good news. Once you have that awareness, you have the power to change. You can start making conscious decisions about your spending. Use a notebook, a spreadsheet, or an app. Whatever works best for you. The key is consistency. Make it a habit to jot down your expenses every single day. I personally use an app called Mint to track my expenses. It connects directly to my bank accounts and credit cards, so everything is automatically categorized and tracked. It's a lifesaver. Remember, you can't manage what you don't measure. So, start tracking your spending today, and I promise you'll be amazed by the results. It's not about deprivation, it's about awareness and control. And that's the first step towards financial freedom. Now let's talk about habit number 2, paying yourself first. This one's huge, guys. It's a complete game changer. Think of it this way. Every time you get paid, before you even think about paying your bills or buying anything else, you're going to set aside a portion of that money for your future self. This is non-negotiable. It's like paying rent to your future self. I recommend starting with at least 10% of your income, but aim for more if you can. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Graham, I can barely make ends meet as it is. How am I supposed to save 10%? But that's where the magic of budgeting and tracking your expenses comes in. Once you have a clear picture of where your money is going, you can identify areas where you can cut back and free up some cash flow. Trust me, it's there. You just have to find it. Maybe it's eating out less, canceling those unused subscriptions, or finding cheaper alternatives. And the best part? You can automate this entire process. Set up automatic transfers from your checking account to your savings or investment accounts every time you get paid. That way, you don't even have to think about it. The money just disappears before you have a chance to spend it. It's like magic. Remember, paying yourself first is the most important investment you can make. It's about prioritizing your future self and building a solid foundation for financial freedom. Chapter 3. Alright, let's talk about debt. Not all debt is created equal, and it's crucial to understand the difference between good debt and bad debt. Good debt, like a mortgage on a rental property that generates income, can actually help you build wealth. But bad debt? That's the stuff that can keep you trapped in a cycle of financial struggle. We're talking about credit card debt, payday loans, those buy now, pay later schemes, anything with sky-high interest rates that just keeps piling up. It's like a giant weight around your neck, dragging you down and preventing you from achieving your financial goals. Trust me, I've been there. When I was younger, I racked up a ton of credit card debt trying to keep up with the latest trends and impress people. But it was a huge mistake. Those high interest rates were killer, and it took me years to finally pay it all off. It was a painful lesson, but I learned the hard way that bad debt is not your friend. So, how do you avoid it? First, be mindful of your spending habits. Don't buy things you don't need, and if you can't afford to pay for something in cash, you probably shouldn't be buying it. Second, if you do have credit cards, use them responsibly. Pay off your balance in full every month to avoid those nasty interest charges. And finally, if you're already struggling with bad debt, don't panic. There are ways to get out of it. Create a budget, explore debt consolidation options, and seek professional advice if needed. Remember, financial freedom is worth more than temporary satisfaction. Don't let bad debt hold you back from achieving your dreams. Chapter 4. Okay, let's talk about investing. I know it can seem intimidating, especially when you're just starting out and don't have a ton of money to throw around. But here's the thing, you don't need to be a millionaire to start investing. In fact, the earlier you start, the better, even if it's with small amounts. That's because of the power of compound interest. It's like magic, but with money. Basically, when you invest your money, it earns interest. But here's the cool part. That interest then earns interest on itself, and so on. Over time, even small contributions can grow exponentially. Think of it like a snowball rolling down a hill. It starts small, but as it picks up speed and snow, it gets bigger and bigger. That's the power of compound interest. So, where do you start? There are tons of options out there, but for beginners I recommend keeping it simple. Index funds and mutual funds are a great place to start. They allow you to invest in a diversified portfolio of stocks or bonds with a single purchase, and they're very beginner-friendly. Another option is to use a robo-advisor. These are automated investment platforms that create and manage a personalized portfolio for you based on your risk tolerance and financial goals. The key is to start small, stay consistent, and let compound interest work its magic. Trust me, your future self will thank you. Chapter 5. Finally, let's talk about the importance of continuously learning about money and personal finance. This is a lifelong journey, and the more you know, the better equipped you'll be to make smart financial decisions and achieve your goals. Think of it like this: your financial education is an investment in yourself, and it's one of the highest returns on investment you can get. The good news is, there are endless resources available to you. Read books, listen to podcasts, watch YouTube videos, attend seminars, whatever works best for you. Make it a habit to learn something new about money every single day, even if it's just for 10 to 15 minutes. You can listen to a podcast on your commute, read a few pages of a finance book before bed, or watch a quick YouTube video while you're eating lunch. The key is to make it a part of your daily routine, and don't be afraid to ask questions. If you don't understand something, ask a financially savvy friend, family member, or financial advisor for help. There's no shame in seeking knowledge. Remember, the more you learn about money, the more confident and empowered you'll become in managing your finances and building a secure future. Let's recap the 5 habits. Track your spending, pay yourself first, avoid bad debt, start investing early, and learn every day. These aren't just habits, they're the foundation of financial freedom. Start small, be consistent, and keep going. If this video helped you, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more, and hit the bell so you never miss a tip. For daily motivation and tips, follow on Instagram at Elsa_Kamar_official. Let's build a life of purpose, wealth, and growth together.